Good, happy Wednesday morning and happy hump day, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Wednesday morning edition of the Morning Show with Riley King. It's Wednesday, November 10, 2021. I hope you all enjoy this Wednesday morning edition of the Morning Show with Riley King. It's time to rise and shine and get this Wednesday off to a good start. So sit back, relax, grab that good cup of coffee, and enjoy this Wednesday morning edition of the Morning Show with Riley King. Let's begin now. First step. House Committee issues new subpoenas in January 6th investigation. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Welcome to Icelandic Provisions, home of thick and creamy skyr. Full of protein. It's what keeps you full and keeps you going. Because you never know what is going to come at you. Never. Ever. Ever.
Washington now, and the latest on the congressional investigation into the January 6th Capitol insurrection. The House Committee has issued a new round of subpoenas to top Trump campaign officials and other advisors. Our congressional correspondent Rachel Scott is tracking this on Capitol Hill. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning. And the committee is now expanding its investigation, focusing on a broader orchestrated effort to try and overturn the results of the 2020 election, issuing a new round of 6 subpoenas to former Trump campaign advisors and officials. On this list, former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, who publicly called on Trump to take drastic actions to overturn his loss. Attorney John Eastman, who reportedly wrote a memo outlining ways the former Vice President Mike Pence could reject President Joe Biden's victory. Former Trump campaign spokesman Jason Miller, ex-campaign manager Bill Stepien, who lawmakers say oversaw the effort to challenge results, and former New York City Police Commissioner Bernie Kerik, who led efforts to investigate false claims about voting fraud in key states, George.
And Rachel, there's a lot of interest in what was going on in Washington's historic Willard Hotel.
Yeah, that's right, George. The lawmakers say that some of these officials attended meetings at the Willard Hotel. That was said to be the command center in order to strategize how to overturn the election results. Lawmakers on this committee say they want to know every single detail about those efforts, including who these advisors may have been talking to at the White House or in Congress, what rallies they were connected to, who was funding it all, and they are demanding that they testify behind closed doors and turn over documents in the coming weeks, George.
Rachel Scott, thanks very much. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. TSA vaccine mandate arrives and could affect holiday travel plans. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Fully vaccinated combined with staffing shortages at many airlines could spell disaster for getting to your holiday destinations. Trevor Ault is live at Newark Airport with more. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, Michael. The holiday travel crowds are coming. Delta says the Sunday after Thanksgiving, they're expecting 550,000 passengers. That is the most of any day since the start of the pandemic. But the airline industry has already seen several operational meltdowns this year, and a lot of people are wondering if the system can handle this coming rush.
This morning with AAA predicting 4.2 million travelers will take to the sky this Thanksgiving, almost twice as many as last year, questions are looming about vaccine mandates and if airports will have enough employees to handle that crush of passengers. TSA employees have now passed the date where they could get the shot in order to be immunized by the government's November 22nd deadline for federal employees. The TSA won't tell us how many of its workers are still not vaccinated, but as of 3 weeks ago, 40% had not received a shot. A source telling ABC they don't expect Thanksgiving travel to be impacted by potential terminations, saying after the 22nd, TSA workers who remain unvaccinated will be called to meet with supervisors to be counseled and educated on getting vaccinated. If they still don't get the shot, they'll receive a warning, and after that, they'd be subject to termination. A American Airlines is requiring its employees to be vaccinated by January 4th, but it's not sharing how many of its employees have gotten the shot. The union, which represents the company's pilots, telling ABC 2 weeks ago they were told 27% of American pilots were still not vaccinated, and they have not been given an update.
I don't know how many will choose to get the vaccination, but when they do, they cannot fly 2 days after that vaccination. And if they have a reaction that goes further, they've got to come off the schedule. So that puts a strain on the schedule already, which is built right to the maximum.
Hoping to smooth out travel, most major airlines in the U.S. are looking to fill positions by the end of the year, from pilots to maintenance techs, some even offering astronomical incentives to employees already on the payroll. American Airlines Flight Attendants Union lobbying for a pay increase. They'll be paid 150% for flights between November 23rd and 29th and December 22nd to January 2nd. And those with no absences starting next Monday through January 2nd will be paid 300% during the peak holiday stretches.
And yesterday in Texas, a federal judge rejected the argument of some United Airlines workers who said the company's vaccine mandate put them in an impossible position. The judge ruled United is within their rights to put all their unvaccinated employees who don't have a medical or religious exemption on unpaid leave. Now, many people are watching to see what these mandates do to airline staffing. Guys?
Okay, Trevor, thanks very much. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the...
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's take a look at the weather across the United States for this Wednesday. As you can see, we have some dryness all along here, and dryness over here, and over here as well, and over here as well. And up in the green here, you got some rain, and then in the blue, mixed precipitation. Over here, some rain / thunderstorms. Over here, a little bit of rain and thunderstorms as well, and over here, a little bit of rain and thunderstorms as well. Over here, rain. Over here, snow, mixed precipitation. Over here, snow, mixed precipitation, and a little bit of rain. And that is a look at your weather across the United States for this Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everyone. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's take a look at this. Child chess prodigy shares tips in a new book. Let's take a look at this video right now from ABC News. Good Morning America.
Now with the chess prodigy Oliver Boydell. We first met last year when he was just 11. He had written his first book on the game. We played a quick match, and here's a look at how it went.
It looks like a good move, but I think it's slightly losing move.
Good move for a loser. Hit a rough patch when I moved a pawn to open up the board for the rook. In the end, all I can do is go down here.
Yep, and now I go up here, and I'm going to bring my other rook to that other square.
Oliver was unstoppable.
And that's checkmate.
Wasn't even very close, was it, Oliver? Thank you for coming back. Oliver's out with his second book now. It's called How a King Plays 64 Chess Tips from a Kid Champion. 2 books in 2 years. You write fast.
I started writing this book in January of this year, a month after the release of my first book. So I guess I'm a pretty fast writer. I really like chess, and chess is my passion, and I love writing about my passions, and I love sharing my thoughts and ideas about chess, and I want to help chess grow. And I'm happy and proud that my second book is being published today.
You should be. Tell us why 64 tips.
I chose the number 64 because there are 64 chess squares on the board. And I can never think about that number without thinking about chess. And 64 is a very special number to me.
So this is everything you've learned in 11 years playing chess. When did you actually start?
I started playing chess when I was 5 years old.
5 years old?
Yeah.
And when did you win your first tournament?
I think I won my first tournament when I was 5 years old, maybe a month after I started playing.
not bad.
I'm not exactly sure on the exact date.
We're going to go over to the board right now, and this is a board that was set up from a time when you were 8. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So I played this game when I was black, and I was 8 years old, and I was playing at the famous Marshall Chess Club, and there's a brilliant move for me here. So it's black to play.
So I'm supposed to see if I can come up with a brilliant move.
Yeah.
Now, there's a bit of a tip-off there, right? You said it's a brilliant move, so it's not going to be something obvious. It's got to be something a little bit bold. I'm going to sacrifice the queen. Go there.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay. That is the correct move.
Explain why, though.
Okay, so now in this position, white is completely doomed. And so the first option is to take the queen back with the king.
But then...
And now that bishop, yeah, it moves here, and now it's checkmate. The king has nowhere to go, miraculously. But...
Did he have any other move?
He did. He could have played this king to the corner. So, what do you think it should do now? There are several ways to win from here.
This?
That is one of the ways to win. Because here now...
But he's going to take him, right?
He's going to capture this. And now there's a very strong move for black. That move is correct again.
Well, yeah, that's...
And here, white only has one move to sacrifice the bishop. And now, that is checkmate.
See,
you did it, like, perfectly. There was another checkmate, but that is one of the ways.
What is the other one?
Well, here, if you move this back, and we can go move this bishop back, and move the bishop here.
But the big move is being willing to sacrifice the queen.
Yes, the big move that's the big move. And another move here is to move this bishop, the dark square bishop, to any square on the board. We can just move it here.
And it creates a trap.
And now the king is completely trapped. And bishop g2, the next move, is a double checkmate, or a double check and a mate.
So you have to go to school after all this morning.
Yeah.
So 11 years old in 6th grade, Oliver Waydell, thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
His book, How King Plays 64 Chess Tips from a Kid Champion, is out today.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks.
Okay, there you go. Very cool indeed. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's go into some entertainment news. And in entertainment news, Gigi and Yolanda Hadid updated after alleged Zayn incident. Source. Let's take a look at that update right now.
What if smartphones were more than just smart? The all-new Google Pixel 6 truly sees you, not a blurry face. With the most advanced and inclusive smartphone camera yet, Google Pixel 6.
Gigi and Yolanda Hadid just want to move on following their recent alleged altercation with Zayn Malik.
At the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
A source tells ET, quote, Yolanda is upset that her situation with Zayn came to light, as is Zayn. Gigi and Yolanda are fine and never had an issue over the incident. The source adds, quote, "At the end of the day, Zayn will be in the family's lives forever, and everyone hopes one day they can all move on." According to court documents obtained by ET, the alleged incident occurred on September 29th at the Pennsylvania home where the model and former One Direction singer have been raising their 13-month-old daughter, Kai. Zayn allegedly, quote, "shoved Yolanda into a dresser, causing mental anguish and physical pain," after shouting profanities at the 57-year-old former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star. In a statement to ET, the Pillow Talk singer adamantly denied striking Yolanda, but has since pleaded no contest to 4 counts of harassment. In a statement released on Twitter at the time, Zayn explains in part, quote, "I agreed to not contest claims arising from an argument I had with a family member. This was and still should be a private matter, but it seems for now there is divisiveness, and despite my efforts to restore us to a peaceful family environment that will allow for me to co-parent my daughter in a manner in which she deserves." A source previously told ET that Zayn and Gigi, who have dated on and off since 2015, have called it quits amid the allegations.
He's obviously so gorgeous, but really the way that we could have conversations and kind of just we're really interested in the same things, and it was really easy.
As for Kai, ET source says Gigi asked her mom to watch her daughter while she was working in Paris. But a second source tells ET a different story about who was watching their daughter when the incident went down. Quote, "Zayn's mother was in town from the UK for a special visit, and she was at Gigi and Zayn's apartment watching Kai and helping." And Zayn, he was put on a 90-day probation for each of his 4 counts of harassment, 360 days total, and was ordered to complete an anger management class and domestic violence program. Additionally, the singer must not contact Yolanda or the security guard that was on the property during the incident, whom he allegedly attempted to fight. According to the docs, the judge could terminate his probation if all conditions are met within 6 months. Of course, this all comes after a source previously told ET that Yolanda and Zayn had a disagreement that, quote, "turned hostile," adding that Gigi was not there when the alleged incident transpired and listened to both sides of the story. A rep for the 26-year-old model told ET at the time, quote, "Gigi is solely focused on the best for Kai. She asks for privacy during this time."
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this Wednesday edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, everyone. And goodbye.